I tell you what, if that did not, if this trailer does not invoke the feeling and essence of the first two Suikoden games, I don't know what does. Like, yeah, probably we'll have to, I don't know, hopefully Rabbit and Bear is really forgiving with it, but I had to let everything kind of play as it played to like let you get the feel of it. Like, if you played the first two Suikoden games, and you're gonna hear me say that a million times probably through the course of this playthrough, if you didn't know, sorry, I didn't even do a traditional intro. I apologize. This is Brian from the Vid-Bits. Welcome back to the Vid-Bits, and we appreciate you joining us. I'm just beyond excited to be playing Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, which is the spiritual successor to the Suikoden series. The fans wanted the game to return proper. Konami kind of held everything up and had everything locked away to the point where nobody had access to the IP anymore to do anything else with it. And what happened was Yoshitaka, he basically was the creator of the Suikoden series, and he was the person that was in charge of the first two games for sure, which fans consider pretty much the pinnacle of the series. He got together and they kickstarted this game. It made so much money. It hit all the goals. So that's where we're at, and now have the ability to play this game knowing that all the love and attention was put into it. Now, just to kind of come off in the beginning, I've heard the critiques already. I don't care. There's a lot of critiques going around. Yoshitaka did not like the word nostalgia. He hated the word nostalgia, but he did like to invoke a certain feel with his games. And these games are going to, this is going to go back to the feeling of how it was in the era of where you had to find save points. There's not going to be instant transmission throughout the map to warp you from here to there. You're going to have to do some back traveling and stuff like that. So I've heard those complaints. Also, it's going to seem archaic. Well, the whole point was he's trying to get the feel of these older games, and those games are now almost 30 years old. So, of course, to some people it's going to be dated, but, to other people, it's going to get them right in the feels, and that's what we're going for here. So, I'm going to go ahead and get us started. Start off with the new game, obviously. I did play Rising, so it looks like I'm going to get some awesome perks. So the weapons that I name, the names of the weapons and stuff. Eiyuden Chronicle Rising is like a prequel story of sorts. So if you did play it and your save file is found, it looks like there is a bonus that we're going to be getting for it. Hey, what's up, Skippy the Bard? Appreciate having you in chat. Just kind of starting the playthrough of Eiyuden Chronicle. It's the spiritual successor to the Suikoden series. Oh, that was Braden. Yeah, he definitely is amazing at Dark Souls. He has the patience where I don't, so it's fun to watch him. Yep. Hey, what's up, buddy? It's awesome for me to watch him play Dark Souls. I can get like the feels of just watching him play it, and I'm sure I'll get there someday. He's trying to encourage me. See, I already like the feel of the depth here. It's just trying to kind of like, make you feel like you're dipping down in this little ravine. I personally am just gonna get just over the moon about this. Yeah, it is very scenic, I agree. I mean, they're trying to take all that, and they're trying to show their take on that 2.5 HD stuff that everybody's doing now. This is really the first game of this series. The Rising is almost like an action platformer. But this is like the first of the series that's supposed to harken back to an RPG for the PlayStation 1 called Suikoden. They did 2 games on the PlayStation 1, and the guy that created those games is the one that helped create this game. They couldn't get the license for these games, so they basically kick-started a studio that developed a game in this style. So.
You must be the new guy, so what's your name? Why are you even here?
Let's see. Who knows, right? I don't know. Well, wanted to put myself to the test.
Name's no. As for being here,
Just like me. Sorry. I mean, no. She's been touring the world to perfect. I can't get her to come up with the details, but I've got her pegged as one of those seeking vengeance for some time.
I love how they're like calling out cliches. Got her pegged as one of those seeking vengeance for some terrible thing in her past types. The umpteenth time. I was doing voices, and I probably will continue to do voices for the Dave the Diver playthrough I'm doing, but I'm not going to even attempt to do voices for this game. There's over 100 heroes that you collect, and as you can see, like, they're all cute and characteristic, and everybody's going to have like their own gimmick and stuff, and I'm already appreciating the art. Everything's just beautiful. So, in the watch. I love that. Introduce you to the characters that you get. And then, again, the cool thing about this is the marrying of so many different mediums. You got like the hand-drawn animation art, and then you get the pixel art. You know, pixel animations. Like they had, I don't know. It's like everybody like lauds over Final Fantasy chibi art and stuff, but that's all translated off of hand-drawn art. It's a bit soft. Okay, let's see here. Let's see if I can turn this up a little bit. Braden's usually the one that mixes everything. Alright, how does everything sound now? And again, it's going to sound soft on the on the game because it doesn't seem like there's much going on right now. It's just like
I know the League and Empire ain't got much in the way of rosy history, but I guess this is some kind of goodwill gesture, all above my pay grade. But I know this much. When a politician shows you something with one hand, it's the other one you gotta keep an eye on.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that mixing there.
Still, a job's a job.
I'm also trying to make sure I hear it on my end too, but I'm not trying to like have that overpower
They
you
set up a
guys.
command post on the hill there at the Elder's
It
residence.
probably is doubling
Ready
up
for your
now.
first assignment?
You got this, kiddo. Just keep it loose.
It's also your first assignment.
Yeah, if you didn't know, like, most of these older RPGs, you're gonna just go around and press A on everything. So this is what it's like to run around in beautiful HD 3 dimensions in, like, you know, the older Suikoden style. I tell you what, I hope it's not making, pardon me, I hope it's not too much in the background making everything chug, but like, my Xbox is chugging. I don't have I'm not playing this on the Series X, in case Bray comes and has to do something on that, but, the Xbox One Series X, the fan is just going crazy on this guy here. You can see that a mix of animation styles you mentioned earlier. Actually, I've never seen this physics employed in a game exploit. Yes, I'm loving it. I'm so into the chibi art and the 16-bit aesthetics of those Super Nintendo and PlayStation 1 era RPGs. So when a game does this and there's some depth, but then like man, he's very whippy. I'm gonna go ahead and control with the D-pad because the joystick seems to be a little bit where it's pulling me a little bit. I'm not used to it yet, but yeah, if you look and you can compare this to like Suikoden 1 and 2, it's neat to see it, you know, because that's kind of flat, whereas there's depth. Alright. Love some good beans. I'm sure you would, buddy. The lighting and everything is awesome. Okay. If you're seeing negative reviews about this game right now, just know that the composite score is being drugged down by the Switch port. I'm playing this on the Xbox. Man, I tagged PlayStation 5, and I'm not even playing this on the PlayStation 5. I'm playing this on the Xbox. I have to correct that.
Where are you headed, Noah? Command post up the hill at the Elder's
Shit,
residence.
I'm sorry that I did that. But the PlayStation, the Switch port, unfortunately, is performing poorly, which is a reason why it's a month pushed back. So, like, people are complaining about it, and it's dragging the whole score down. So, this game could be getting 80s and 90s, but instead it's in the 70s and 60s because everybody's talking about the Switch port. I get it. You know, I don't think, and I was talking about this with Bray, I don't really think it's fair when a game comes out cross-platform and then, you know, one version of it pulls the game's score down. You don't have to play it on that. I get it. I get that you can be in a situation where, you know, you only have one system and that's the one you have to play it on, so yeah, it's not fun for you. But I mean, we're lucky in the Vid-Bits lab to have all the consoles, but that's because we have to have them to be able to play the games that come out. So, you know, if you just have the Switch, it's probably going to be unfortunate until they fix it. But, you know, when you see a review that says Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes could take 100 patches to fix the Switch version. That's not good PR. Negative reviews usually tell me the game is totally underrated. For example, the Crystal Question. Yeah, I've never played that. But I definitely understand. Like, reviewers are so paid nowadays. It's so biased. I find better for me to talk to somebody else that's actually played the game, that's not being paid. And when I get a read on them, it's a lot better of a situation for you to make your opinion. And then especially, back in the day, I'm an 80s kid, so, heard me say it lots of times. We traded Nintendo games and Sega games and stuff, let each other borrow them to see if they were any good. If it was great, you let your friend borrow it if you beat the crap out of it so they could try it. So, like, word of mouth from somebody is better than just about anything. A lot of people aren't very open-minded because the variety of games available is massive and they want everything perfect. Yeah, they want everything perfect, and they want to play games nowadays in the same few archetype. Like, they want the specific gameplay loop. They want the battle pass gameplay loop, dopamine drip, I remember back in the day when you could actually get cosmetic unlocks from playing the game and you didn't have to pay extra money, for it. That's fun. It's fine, Cosmetics are great. But when I have to put myself on a battle pass system where I have to play the game religiously for a 90-day period to get the potential unlocks instead of just, getting it because I was the best in the game, it gets a little frustrating. And then I feel like then you get that FOMO where you're fearing that you're going to miss out of, a specific skin or whatever in the game if you don't play that religious 90-day period, and then you're locking yourself out if you only have a specific amount of game time to play anything else. It's just so sad that, somebody decided they could find a way to monetize games and they weaponized it against us, and we just all had to lay over and take it. We're very passionate about that here at the Vid-Bits. I don't have a problem against you guys if you have any type of game where you're playing it in a subscription-based service, but man, just be careful of how you spend your time. At the end of the day, just have fun. Make sure you're having fun. And at the end of the day, if you feel like you had fun in that period of time, then it's cool. And if not, then unfortunately, you got to try to find a way to reprioritize your gaming time, or you're going to use that battle pass, and that subscription-based service is going to put you in a situation where you're locked out of other gameplay experiences, with the only caveat being that by not playing the games that are out, by the time you finally get to them, if you ever get to them, they'll be cheaper, hopefully. Hopefully they won't be extremely rare.
A few more days of this balmy weather would not go amiss. Additionally, I've heard tell of a local herb chicken dish that simply melts on the tongue.
Oh, cool. I'm glad that I didn't have to do voices
We
anyways.
don't
Tim, I've got
have time
voices.
for that. Why do they keep pushing me down?
Yeah, the purity, and it's also in the movie industry too.
So
It's
be
not
it.
just the video
If I
game
have to
industry.
put in
Everything's
double or
made for the
triple the
sequel.
effort to make them
Everything's
respect
building
me,
up towards the
then
sequel,
that's
and
what
it's
I'll
just
do.
like, man, can't something just have a great
No, let's
singular experience for 4, 6, 7, 14, 20 hours, something like that? Why does it all have to be a part of something bigger? I feel like sequels only used to get made back in the day because something did so well. Now you're withholding how you're going to develop a game and how a game's going to grow in hopes to have improvements for the sequel so you can sell a sequel, because heck, if the sequel doesn't offer
You're with the
gameplay or
watch,
quality of life
yes?
improvements, then how
Good,
the heck can
good.
you sell it? And it's just then they're just selling for their sequel. They're not getting to
As you may
enjoy
be aware,
the
we
game
need
that you're
leverage to
having.
negotiate
You're having
with
to
the
think
Empire,
about,
which means
also
we must
withholding
pull our
specific
weight on
things
this little
about it for
co-expedition.
DLC purposes. It's a little sad.
I don't expect you to find a primal lens, but if you locate the rune barrows, I'll see you're paid extra. Jingle jingle and all that, yes? Now get out there and show me some results. Dazzle me, handsome.
Sorry?
Janequist, we are leaving.
Very good, milady.
Well, that was a thing.
If you're just tuning in, besides it being a little bit political about video games and the state of how storytelling is limited to experiences based on future experiences, and also stringing out replaying the
That
same
was
missions
our
over
new
and over
boss,
again to grab
Lady
cosmetics
Periel,
and what we
head
all
of
like
House
to know as a
Broom.
subscription-based
Her
service
land,
video games.
her rules.
We are playing Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. It is a game that is basically a spiritual successor to the first one and two Suikoden games for the PlayStation 1. And so far, I'm loving the aesthetics. You got some quality of life improvements, like everybody having voice acting so far, and then also the depth that's being provided, the
Lucky
HD
you.
2.5
Making a good first
style.
impression.
It's so good.
I did what now?
We appreciate you checking this out. We are so close to full monetization. We are 170-ish hours away from hitting that 4,000 hour goal, which will allow us to be able to start getting some more income, which all that does is provide us more funds to be able to buy more games, to do more content for you guys. Hopefully eventually start doing prizes and giveaways and stuff like that. We appreciate when you hang out with us and watch us on our live streams, our Let's Plays, and stuff like that. We also have couple features for our membership tiers. If you jump on any of those, you are granted access to our private Minecraft server, which we put a lot of work into
We
to
should
make that a
visit
fun
the command
experience
post
for you.
and get our briefing.
And there's more details about that at any inquiry. Voice acting, animation, soundtrack, and world versus voice action. Yeah, I appreciate that. Skippy, they've worked on this a couple years, and again, the amount of money that they generated in the Kickstarter was really great. People that wanted more of this style of game were locked behind, unfortunately, Konami being very withholding of the IP. And so, I mean, if it wasn't for them saying, okay, well, we'll get a lot of some of the original team to do this game, and then they, commissioned this team, and they kickstarted this game. Once everybody saw the cred of the team that was going to be involved, and knew that they worked on their favorite games, they had no problem backing this in, record time. So. You're telling me I gotta go do something specific first, which is fun. That's fun. But, I mean, man, people I think will get a lot more out of this that's played Suikoden 1 and 2, because they're gonna get the feels of how it feels so familiar, but they get to see, man, not if they remastered it, guys. I mean, in response to this game being built and being worked on for so long, Konami actually did commission a master of the first 1 and 2 Suikoden games, which
This is a
I was
co-expedition
in the
with the
process of
Empire.
doing a really lengthy
which means
expose
we'll be
about
paired with
the
Imperial
competition that they
officers.
really were doing with each other, and I decided to kind of skip against it because the creator of this, for Rabbit and Bear, he just passed away, and I thought, it's disrespectful to that. I think that it should do nothing but celebrate Suikoden, and there shouldn't be anything but any ill feelings now when they do come out with that remaster, which I will definitely be playing that too. It's just like a remaster of it. It's beautiful.
Best behavior, all of you. Especially you, Leanne.
And if people drop off while they're watching, I understand. We're in a situation where the beginning of this is just world building and, getting us ready, but we're going to get into some combat soon, I'm sure. This is just as much for me as it is for anybody watching. I've been waiting for this game for so long.
Why did you call me out?
The League's operatives will be here soon, sir. I believe everything is in order.
Thank you, Hildy. So what do you make of this co-expedition?
I welcome the exchange of olive branches, sir. A soldier's greatest wish is to not be working, after all.
Just so. Let us hope the olive branches are genuine.
Alright. I'm already ready for some battles, man. Let's go. The gameplay loop is gonna just be so familiar to me. I already know. Check the route. Okay. The sad thing is, like, they've had a couple games that have come out in this art style that I just didn't connect with as much, but I'm truly feeling that this is gonna be easy for me to connect with it. Alright.
Looks like we found our officers.
I take it you are the delegation from the League of Nations? Welcome. You come well recommended.
The League of Nations. Yeah, the other ones were, it's Octopath Traveler 1 and 2, Bravely defaults a little bit, not really like that. Triangle Strategy I haven't played yet, but I'm sure it's pretty good. Live Alive looks like that a little bit.
First Imperial Army. I'll be leading one team on the co-expedition.
I think the problem is people look at this now as a cop-out, you know, kind of like an easy thing to do, but this game, I think, was in development for 4 or so years.
Is it your job to pry into my lineage, good Lycan?
Guess not. Noted.
At the end of the day, with role-playing
Hildy,
games specifically,
Lieutenant
it just
Kessling's
more
aide.
matters about the substance of the story and the characters' depth.
The objective
I mean,
of this
you can
operation
have great
is to locate
mechanics
the
and
rune
everything else,
barrows
but
that were
if
recently
the story
discovered
and
in the
everything
forest.
is lackluster, it doesn't really matter. It looks like we're in, you know, we're just trying to find our place here. We're part of a mercenary type
Question.
group, or a group, I
Why do
guess,
we
that
have to
defends
find
this
something?
area.
A
And,
local stumbled
like the
upon the
big wolf
ruins
guy
while lost in
said,
the forest,
you know,
and while he
sometimes people
provided
help
physical
forever, and
evidence of the
sometimes people
find,
pass through.
he got
He doesn't
lost
know
again
who
on the
we
way
are or
back.
what we qualify here yet, but we're just find ourselves starting in the middle of this
Our
situation,
search
which
team
is
has been assigned
really,
the area north
I
of
think,
here,
the best
through
type
the
of story to
forest.
me is instead of like taking forever to set the scene, you're just in the middle of the
Unfortunately, we
conflict
don't
already.
know the lay of the land, hence the joint effort.
Don't worry, lady. We'll handle the navigating. I've been preparing 2 whole days for this. Yup.
We're prepared to leave at once. Is this agreeable to you?
Makes sense. We'd head in first, so the rest of your team knows where to go. Come on, then. Let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, especially, I agree, Skippy, especially when you think about the fact that a lot of the older RPGs, you know, there's no voiceover acting, so, like, you have to, like, have a really great inner monologue to be able to enjoy it. If the writing's not good, you don't have anything to work with to give each character some
But
sort
you're
of
not with them.
individual defining characteristic in your own mind.
Huh? Oh, yeah, I am. Sorry. Name's Noah, by the way. Nice to meet you. Likewise. Well, if you're coming, keep up.
To review, our objective is to traverse the northern forest and pinpoint the location of the rune barrows. Is that clear?
Hopefully it doesn't affect you guys at all, but I did hashtag PS5 for this. I'm actually playing this on the Xbox through Game Pass. I diligently looked for a physical copy of this game today because it released today, and I only had it pre-ordered for the Switch, which that version got pushed back a whole month because apparently it's a dumpster fire right now, which, you know, that'll probably be one that I just collect and not even open, considering the fact that I'm playing it on something else right now, but I ultimately want to play on the PlayStation, but we're playing on Xbox right now. I'll tell you what though, the Xbox X, or Xbox One Series X, God, the naming conventions are so crazy. It is just, the fan is going on overdrive, so hopefully you're not hearing too much of that action going on into the mic as well, but I don't know if that'll be the case when I play it on PlayStation eventually or not, but it was difficult to track down. I tried all my local spots, all my local GameStops, all my local Walmarts in the area that I'm at, and I couldn't find a physical copy of this game anywhere, so I guess that's a good thing, or, you know, in the case of the recently released Unicorn Overlord, maybe just a small distribution issue, but I don't think it's going to matter too much apparently unless you are playing it on the Switch, which apparently, like I said, is a dumpster fire according to all reports, and the reason why the aggregate score for this game is really low. It should be in the 80s, 90s, and instead it's in the 60s and 70s because a lot of these people got, unfortunately, the Switch port, I guess, and I don't know. This game could have performed horribly, and I probably would still be just singing its praises because I'm just, you know, a sucker for the animation style, and also the creator that did it worked on Suikoden 1 and 2, which are my favorite RPGs, pretty much from the... Why am I going to? I don't think that's... If you see me jerking all around, I'm trying to figure out the stick drift issue I'm having. Apparently, I'm going to control it with the D-pad. It's not the game doing that. I just have apparently stick drift now, and I'm trying to resolve that. But the cool thing about, and I keep referencing a series that you may not know about, but the Suikoden series is a series of games where you basically are in a big conflict of some sorts, depending on which one you play. And there's 108 stars of destiny that you have to recruit in order to finish the conflict, or to have the best shot for the conflict, or to also have like the most fulfilling, you know, aspect of the story. And each character is just beautiful drawn hand art, and, you know, sprite animated and everything, especially the first two games, which are the ones that tend to be considered the best of the series. And in a lot of fans' eyes, you know, it's all subjective, but and so when they kept trying to make a new game in the series, and Konami refused to relinquish the rights to the series, basically Rabbit and Bear Studio was formed through Kickstarter, and was some of the original series creator came on and helped form this game and the studio for this game, so they could build a new world and lore, so they could build off of that and make new sequels to this, so people could get more of this and not have to worry about Konami deciding that they didn't want anybody to have anything else. And the crazy thing about that is, after this did get kickstarted and everything, and Konami found out about it, they did finally commission this Suikoden 1 and 2 remaster, HD remaster, which will eventually come out. It's been pushed a little bit, but it was basically in response to this. So here we go. We are now about 37 minutes into stream and getting into our first conflict. We're going to see how the combat as is in this. I'm glad that you are interested, Skippy. I'm going to definitely play through this one completely, get all the characters completely, not necessarily in one playthrough, of course, but I've been waiting for this game for so long, so I don't want to be all boisterous by now. That is proper. Alright, so I'm going to be able to give individual commands to fight these enemies, or I can hit auto, and it's just going to make the characters fight the enemies until they're dead, or I die, or I can run away. I'm going to go ahead and just do auto just so you can see. If you look up at the top of the screen, it shows the order of attack.
Conflict resolved without incident.
But yeah, this feels exactly like Suikoden 1 and 2. I mean, there's a 6-person battle system, there's short, medium, and long-range attackers, and you can put them in formation. When you get lazy and you just run through areas, you can just do that and do auto battle, and you get to see this really neat, beautiful fight go out. You know, the cool thing is when you meet a new character and you get to see their art card, and then you get to see them in battle. It's really cool. They've taken the time to do what they always did, which commission these really good art pieces and translate them into beautiful sprite work.
Let's do this.
Jeez.
Last one. Nothing to worry about.
Man, and the sprite, I don't know. I'm such a sucker for sprite work that, like, you know, you see one and you get attached to it, then you just want to find out more and more about the character. And there's over 100 unique characters that you're gonna meet. Some are gonna do good in battle. Some are gonna just do stuff to help us out outside of battle and stuff. You know, the whole thing is you meet the whole cast of characters that helps you through the story. So by the time that you get to the climax of whatever the story is, you feel like you have like the weight of all these people that support you through it, and you're kind of like the one that links them all together. That's just the beauty of like what Suikoden 1 and 2 is, and the other games in the series as well, 3, 4, 5, and whatever. They succeed in different levels, but the first two specifically, and this game is just, man, it's just giving me the feels, guys. So if you have a chance to check out those games, check them out for sure. You're going to probably have to wait for the most accessible versions to be when they do finally come out with that HD remake, because they're super expensive. The first one's under $100 for PlayStation, but the second one is costly. Super costly, hundreds of dollars, almost $300 for a complete copy, because when people get it and they put it in their collection, it does not leave, and it had a lower print run too. The defining characters when you do start with the recruitment aspect of this game is going to be when you meet a character and you talk to them, and then an art card pops up, or they have like a specific, you know, picture in the window instead of just text. Then you'll know that they're more important than an NPC. It's a good way, you know, to find out, because usually what happens is they'll have recruitment contingency. Sometimes that you have to be popular, sometimes you have to just be at the right part of the story, other times you have to have a MacGuffin, some sort of item, you have to know some other character, you have to, you know, there's all these other reasons as to why these characters will join your cause and stuff. And I mean, and I'm playing, you know, talking out my butt here, but like I haven't even played this game yet. This game just came out today, but I'm telling you exactly how it's going to go, because that's why they created it. They created it to fit a specific gameplay niche that people wanted, which is the feels of those games. But he was such
Enemy sighted.
you know, not a fan of the word nostalgia. He wanted to give you the feels, but like, I don't know, I guess there's just something poisonous or toxic about the word nostalgia to the creator of this game. Unfortunately, he passed away. I think that, you know, he probably wouldn't be happy that people are upset that some of the things about this game that they don't like, his quality of life improvements didn't occur. Like, there's no instant transmission from one place to another in the map, and you have to actually like get to save points to save instead of just saving wherever you want. And I think that those are important, because that gives you some sort of like, you feel like a risk reward type thing. Man, I gotta stop using that left thumbstick, guys. But even the character running in the lower right corner of the screen, that's like completely old school. It's so cool. Fan service is the word I want to say. There's a lot of fan
Pretty
service.
sure this is the forest we're looking for, Lieutenant.
And the great thing about it is there's other people that have done this, you know, made spiritual successors to games because they haven't been able to acquire the IP or they weren't able to do that.
Keep moving.
You know, be it
There's no
a
time to
Castlevania
waste.
clone or a Mega Man clone or something like that, Metroid type clone. But to be honest, when you can make a game with the creator can make another original IP because he can't get control of his old IP and succeed in this way that this game has in the first hour I've been in it. Actually, the first 45 minutes or so, the feels of the characters, you know, how they look, how they're moving, even moving, you know what I mean? I'm sure like the pacing of this as well. I'm so excited. I can't explain how excited I am. There'll be times I'm going to be streaming this in the middle of the night, guys. I'll just do a random stream when Ray's asleep. There'll be other times that I'll have it planned. I'll do like long playthroughs of it. But like, I have been waiting for this game for so long. I'm so excited.
Less talk, more walk.
I do appreciate the fact that it's got, as far as like we were talking about quality of life improvements that it doesn't have. What it does have is the arrow on the mini map. That's great. That's not to be disrespectful to anybody or anything, but you know, with shorter attention spans nowadays, I appreciate the fact that we're in a situation where it's going to help people that aren't remembering where they're supposed to go because people distracted them or whatever.
Any last words?
Each of these characters are more in-depth than what I'm giving them for. I'm just doing the auto right now because I have the option. That is so cool. I just noticed
This is it!
that since it's in this, it's a six-person formation. The two back people were on top of some terrain. That's so
This
neat.
was a valuable experience.
There's a save point here. It looks like I gotta pop that socket. Stop doing that. I promise, guys, that's not me wigging out. That's not the game. I'm dealing with some stick drift. I can control this with the D-pad too, so I need to stop doing both because then it's kind of going all over the place. Alright. They're saving. Oh, there we go. The D-pad's 8 directional, it's fine, it's fine.
Enemy sighted.
Alright,
Ready to intercept.
let's go through and do individual commands and check them out. So, rune lenses is going to be like rune lens will be like runes are in Suikoden. So they just called them rune lens to not get in trouble. It's going to be the same things. Basically, you attach a rune lens to yourself and it gives you different magical powers based on which one you haven't equipped. I'm completely assuming all of this. So, in this case, this one, yep, I get it. That's what I was like. So this one does double slash, which takes 3 SP. Let's go ahead and, okay, I can't do it right now. That's fine. Let's go ahead and attack. Hero combo is going to be when two of the characters are familiar with each other in some sort of way, be it they're linked in the storyline or they become linked in the storyline, they will start to develop combo attacks. So basically, you're encouraged to form a 6-player party that have people that are familiar with each other. There we go. So when you do that, you'll kind of like develop like the familiarity of finding out who does combo attacks with each other, and it's like a neat little. I don't want to say it's an Easter egg, but I mean it is. There's times that if you don't know the combinations, and you don't put the 2 characters in your party or whatever, 3 characters in your party, you will never see them. So.
This is it! Nothing to worry about.
So, like, say people are siblings or friends or whatever, like, they're more likely to have combo attacks together, so.
Well, this complicates things. I don't know a quick way around. And there's no way we'll move this ourselves. Guess we'll need to back off until we get reinforcements.
Step aside, please. Huh? What are you...
There's times where you'll be like, I guarantee you that they'll give you an option of who you want in your party, and you don't have to put anybody in there sometimes. There's times that they'll, I mean, again, this is just going off of the first 2 games that the guy created, but you'll have an option to fit your party how you put your party together how you see fit. And if you want to be crazy about it, difficulty-wise, you can literally pick less than 6 people sometimes. You don't have to fill it all the way out. So you can go solo. And they do, or at least the first 2 games, scaled the amount of experience points that you receive from beating battles solo, because if you beat them the full party, then you split them evenly. But if you beat them with less people, then you split them among less people. So it's a way to power level your characters as well. And that snap.
Was that magic? No. It felt different.
The Empire has been studying ways to amplify the power of a rune lens by channeling it through a device called a regule.
Oh, that's incredible! I wish mine could do that.
You've got a lens, Noah? Well, ladies and gentlemen, so do I. Rub-a-dub-dub, don't be a flub! There! Did you see the glint? My power is usually focused in my hand, but I can't seem to redirect it as magic.
A lens's power conforms to a wielder's talent. Yours is merely doing what you need it to.
I already think she's pretty badass.
So everyone here's got a lens? What about you, Hildy?
In a manner of speaking.
Nice.
And also the fact that there's such a large cast of characters, you get to see like all kinds of the same type of
That regular contraption
not
is
the same
pretty
type, but you
impressive.
get to see all the different
Are they
archetype of characters.
common
I mean,
in the
you're talking
Empire?
about over 100 characters, so you're gonna see a lot of the same cliche types, but you get to see them in a different way. I'm sure they're gonna try to, like, you know, at least make the characters stand out some way.
A small village up in the mountains.
Like, if you think that Noah, who seems to be the main character at this point, is very kind of generic, it's probably because in Suikoden 1 and 2, the main character doesn't really talk unless, like, he doesn't talk, like, he responds, but, like, he doesn't, like, volunteer talking. It's almost always a response talking. I don't know how to explain it. They really wanted you to be able to, like, internalize that
My
and
parents
have
are
the inner
dead,
monologue be,
actually.
like, so that you were kind of the character. Jeez, my parents are dead, actually. Wow. In this case, it's not that at all.
Oh. Sorry.
It's alright. The other villagers are like family to me, especially Aunt Martha. And she really didn't want me to go.
If you all don't mind, we need to carry on.
Man, that's a little somber. My parents are dead. It's like some Harry Potter shit. Right, and this is only the first group of characters. We don't even know, like, I don't know, like, again, working with a group of characters right now, which we're the watch, so that means basically in this little area we probably go and we investigate the little goings on, we probably take care of the monster problems, but, you know, like Gar said, like, basically some people stay for a while, and some people, you know, leave, and some people stay for their whole life, some people come through and they never come back, so... But you don't know what we're doing. We're obviously important to the area. Can't rotate that camera, huh? Okay. Feel like I missed something there probably, but I'm gonna just leave it alone. Hopefully you guys aren't bothered by me auto-fighting this, because, I mean, I would assume this is, you know, pretty much equal to what would be considered the tutorial area. Kind of like getting through there, getting to see some of the fighting.
Nothing to worry about.
I love how Mio's hair flows in the fighting. Like, animation's really cool. Alright. Maybe I go this way? Ah, I see. Alright. It pans out a little bit there.
To arms!
Yeah, Noah's definitely cool. I like the double attacks.
You're done!
That's what that rabbit gets.
That's what you get!
When I play my RPGs, guys, I'm a little meticulous. Feel free to check out the link in the description for this video. You can see the first episode of Vid-Bits Role-Playing Gathering, which is basically me doing 4 different RPGs for an hour apiece. And, you know, I can be a little bit meticulous. Unfortunately, in that first episode, which is the only episode I've shot so far, it's a lot of 4 games starting.
To arms!
chest, so let's go back up this way. Doodle 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 doodle.
Let's get it done! Enemy down!
I don't know if it necessarily is better that I did it individually like that or not. I mean, there's a chance that you have a higher percentage of hitting when you're doing it separately versus doing it auto. I know that I usually traditionally would just jump into doing auto more when it was the same type of enemies over and over again.
Huh. What is this?
Some sort of shrine, though the design is unfamiliar.
Alright.
There's nothing here.
There's not nothing there. It's a shrine. I just discovered that.
We're not alone. Stay alert and keep moving.
There goes my plan to stop for a picnic.
We wanted to stop for a picnic and we're like, nope. No picnic for you.
Interesting.
Rabbit Nights. I love how fluid the auto is though in this game. I mean, it's exactly how I thought it was gonna be, which you can, you can slow these battles down for yourself.
That's what you get.
But you can also, when you're familiar with how the enemies are gonna lie, you can just auto battle them when you know that you're gonna definitely just be hammering A through the fight. Skippy, yeah, we'll definitely be streaming on Friday. Appreciate you sticking around for it. It's 2 a.m. in South Africa. You gotta work at 7 a.m. I really appreciate you sticking around then. That's a trooper shift right there. And you said you're gonna come back around after work, and heck yeah, yeah, we do stream on Friday nights a lot. We're in the Borderlands right now doing DLCs. Got a couple other things that Bray's been working on, I've been working on, so there's no telling what it'll be, but I'm sure one of us or both of us will be on Friday night doing something or other. I got Dave the Diver going on. I definitely got Eiyuden Chronicles now going on. Bray's doing stuff in Dark Souls. We also got the Minecraft stuff that we've been working on, so there's lots going on. But I would appreciate you engaging for the majority of this hour. I appreciate you helping me along here and keeping chat lively for me as we start Eiyuden Chronicles. So yeah, definitely check it out. We tried scheduling streams and it just seems to be more of a pain than anything, so just check through the community posts. Most of the time we try to stick to, when we do schedule on the community post, to actually stick to those times and stuff. So, but yeah, South Africa, that's crazy. Is that where you actually are right now? You're in South Africa? And if you are, you're definitely our sub with the longest reach, I think, right now, officially. South Africa, Cape Town. That's awesome. That's awesome. So cool. So happy to have you, man. Well, you get some sleep, bud. That's, like I said, that's a trooper shift, 5 hours, but yeah, I'm gonna play a little bit more of this, and then we got some Borderlands coming up tonight, so there'll be some separate streams for you to catch up on. Plenty of content, and hopefully you're enjoying some of the backlog content. We got so much content for you guys, and so if you enjoy this, there's plenty of stuff for you to engage in and check out retrospectively. We would love for you to comment on some of those videos and check some out too. But have a good one, man. Thank you, Skippy the Bard, for checking in on us and hanging out with us so far. So I'm gonna go ahead and see what else is going on. It's gotten kind of foggy, if you've noticed. We love you guys to engage in chat and stuff, and yep, I mean, anybody else that feels like engaging, like you saw how we are with our fans and with our subs, man. It's just, we love having a healthy dialogue about games and gameplay, and you know, he just pretty much led me through that for the last hour, and it was awesome, talking about story and what drives RPGs and stuff like that, and just love having the ability to have a great dialogue. So no pressure or anything, guys, either. Yes. Sometimes the game can just speak for itself as well, especially in those hardcore times where you just gotta mess it down and clutch it. Bray's been doing a lot of that with the Dark Souls streams. It's like, geez, the amount of attention that you have to have, and being able to pay attention to counterattack windows and stuff like that.
Without incident.
Alright, hit the save. And stop using the left stick, it's got drift. Stop using it. Alright. I guess I'll save over the actual save. I don't know how big of an homage they're paying to the older games, but there is timed quests. At least in the second one, there's a timed quest. It definitely makes you pay for groping around too much, because you'll get to a specific part of the game where a guy will tell you how long you've wasted, or how long you waited for you to get to that spot in the game. It's like a whole storyline in Suikoden 2 that's I've never got to complete, because it's basically a separate run from anything else, because you have to focus on just getting the specific storyline parts and the specific time beats with the specific characters, and you don't have any room for error. You pretty much have to daisy chain from one point to another, and like not do a lot of random battling and stuff like that. Having a little difficulty finding where we're gonna come out here. Obviously, that's okay. Alright, there we go. If the inputs sound like the command inputs sound generic, it's gonna probably be because we're gonna recruit somebody down the line that's gonna be the guy that gives us the ability to change those sounds. I mean, I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it. Got all the feels of Suikoden 1 and 2, so why wouldn't you, if you're having 108 or so characters to recruit? I think it's over 110 in this game. Somebody's job specifically is just to change the sounds of the input noises that this game makes. It's crazy. The character's name was Melody in Suikoden.
Done. Not a hair out of place.
I do like when you're in different terrain, though, that it changes the formation. That's really cool. Okay. Fog though, and it's not like it's because it's a foggy area. It's not marking on the map where I'm going. It's not like leaving it. You know how like the other map is like filling in.
Weapons up, everyone. We got company.
Where? I can't see it.
Up there, above us.
Oh crap!
To arms!
All right. That's creepy. Definitely not gonna go in auto mode because I have to like pay attention to management, health management. I really should have been a little bit more cautious of that going into this boss fight. So it just shows my guts to do that. Do the sword ring thing. Healing herb. Because HP's low. They can also heal. This is HP's low. Attack.
Now! There! Yellow rifle? Next. Yes. On your feet!
Thanks!
Yeah. That was a little bit close, but we did pull it off.
We cleaned right up!
So it's the first boss. Oh, I mean, as far as I can assume, there was only one enemy. It was way tougher
This was a
than the
valuable
other enemies.
experience.
What was that?
The Forest Eater, they cause plenty of trouble around my village, too.
Oh, just a force eater, you know.
Good thing you brought us. We're skilled, and we know what we're talking about.
Yes. Thank you, good Lycan.
I have a name. It's Gar.
As you wish, Master Gar.
Master Guy.
When you say it, it sounds so sarcastic. Yeah, fine.
Call me Mio.
Okay, hang on. Did we really never do introductions?
Just noticed that we really didn't, I don't think.
In that case, I'm Leon. I saw you checking out my moves during the fight. Pretty snazzy, eh?
Yes, they were hard to miss.
Yup, sure were. Well, spread the word when you get back to Galdia. I want everyone to know about the butt-kicking Supergirl you met.
I owe you thanks as well, Noah.
Just count yourself lucky we spotted it first. Anyway, are we ready to move on? The barrels are close. I can feel it.
No, you can't. Stop trying to hog the spotlight, new guy.
Alright. I wonder if this is gonna warp us to that other one.
What?
What'd you do, Noah?
Even though there was no fast travel. That's what I heard, but it doesn't mean that you can't go between two destinations.
The mist is clear. It and the shrines must be linked.
A trap designed to protect the barrows. I've read reports of such mechanisms.
Part of me wants to make sure I comb through this, but I bet you can warp.
Guess it's out of tricks.
Okay, knock it off. I thought something. Let's get it done.
Yes!
It's over. We cleaned right up.
We save, guys. If you are in doubt about what's going on, you got a specific situation where you can save in more than one, save in more than one spot.
Look at that. It must be part of the rune barrows.
Oh, did we hit pay dirt? Maybe our rune lenses guided us.
Let's press on.
Enemy sighted. Ready to intercept. incident.
Somebody's smiling on you today, Lieutenant.
See? I told you guys! Pay dirt with a capital P!
Yes, but the entrance is closed.
Not a problem. So long as the ruins still hold life.
It's a giant lock.
Room barrows and lenses are closely intertwined, although some of the more neglected ruins no longer respond.
So, this is the end, right? Mission accomplished and all that?
Not until we know if these are the correct barrows.
What do you mean?
Our true objective is a special caliber of rune lens known as a primal lens. The mere possibility of finding one is why so many resources have been mustered for this operation.
Hey, yeah! I think the yellow lady in Aaron's side mentioned something about that.
Is this primal lens so different from the ones we have? Indeed, they are priceless. Only a handful have ever been discovered.
Well, there's only one way to find out if it's here.
Where is your sense of caution?
Don't worry. If something's in there, we can take it.
Fair enough.
Then it's agreed we'll explore inside. Good.
Get a look at this place.
It seems promising.
Over there.
What's that? I can't make it out.
Is it the primal lens?
Pretend it is. What do you get out of this? Fame and fortune?
Let's just say it would be a stunning accomplishment. Does anyone see a way to reach it?
Well, we came this far. Let's sniff around.
let's get it done!
Yeah, got him!
Conflict resolved without incident.
Ooh, it's another one of those gate things. Back up, folks. I'll handle this one. Rub-a-dub-dub. Open, you schlub. Hey, this one's broken. Open, you dumb door.
I think it's more like...
Okay, now the new guy is seriously overstepping.
Sorry, boss. Can't help it if I'm a natural.
I love it. Now, come on.
Huh?
Are we locked in? Either someone truly wants us here, or they truly do not.
Let's do this! Yes! You're done!
Done. Not a hair out of place.
I'm glad that they did do the stuff where they kept like icons to tell you where to go and stuff. I really just feel like the newer generations of gamers
Reactivate
are
or
so
something.
accustomed to these things that it's not necessarily a quality of life improvement not to have them, but at this point I think that they're trying to not have to worry about fighting the ADHD
This place is
generation people that
amazing.
have shorter attention spans. I know that if I don't play a role-playing game religiously, I'll
So, what's
sometimes
with the
forget where I'm
pictures?
at. So, like, if anything else, a journal thing or a quest log thing, they almost always have to find some sort of way to implement that. So,
They must mean something.
if there's an icon that'll tell you that that's where you have to
I
go,
think
you
the
still have to
wind
get there.
changed
You still have to
direction
fight
too.
the fights to get there. I don't feel like
Perhaps there are new places
it's
to
that
explore.
hand-holdy. I mean, I don't know, is it really a badge of honor that we suffered through a lot of bad game design back in the day? I don't really think it is. I think that people kind of gatekeep beating these older games that had horrible gameplay designs based on limitation of the times, and they're like, well, back in my day we didn't have maps. That didn't make it better, it just made it more difficult, and then they could have this arbitrary difficulty of you having to make your own maps.
Whoa! Something popped out!
I just picked one. Did I get it right on the first try? Did I get it right on the first try? I did! Alright!
Yes, you did it! You're such a good We don't know
I mean, you
all
guys
this
just saw that on
more.
stream, so I can't make that up. It just felt right.
Thanks,
I would
Leanne.
really like just to walk through this door and get like hurt or something, because I'm just like, you know, pretty cocky here that I just pushed,
Holy
just gave it a
crap,
go,
the
just
lieutenant
slap some random
left.
buttons around.
You must have imagined it. Come on.
Like if that actually had like something I had to go through to find that combination and I just randomly hit it. But I mean, it is a 3-button combination. There's a finite amount of those. More world buildings. Let me see some of the stuff that's no longer here. That's what that was. Okay. And I was wondering if you're not paying attention, if you look in the lower right corner, there'll be some asides between your characters, which that's neat to know that, you know, based on the combination of characters that you pick, that there's going to be a lot of that type of stuff going on that's unique to your playthrough based on who you have. But since we were like in like a reconnaissance mode, in this mission, like they're letting you, the player, know what that was that I passed. I said that was world building, what looked like was a giant golem. And then that's what they were talking about, is that's what they looked like. Which is neat that just like came out of nowhere. Only thing I can say so far that is a little bit of a bother, which I get it, you know, that's a whole nother thing. And they're trying to stay true to how the maps were laid out in Suikoden 1 and 2, is there's no camera manipulation. So as you're watching me go from left to right, say now I'm wanting to go down, there's no rotating the entire map, and then, you know, changing my perspective as I'm walking down, which that's fine. The reason why I'm getting all kinds of nostalgia feels, and now I'm gonna try not to use that word because the creator did not like the word, but the reason why I'm getting all the feels is because of all the things that they're doing to make you feel like you're playing a game that's almost 30 years old, but still giving you small quality of life improvements, and I just don't need all of them. I do appreciate not having instant transmission. I do appreciate, you know, having to find a safe place to save instead of just opening up my map and just saving wherever I want to.
Nothing to worry about.
It makes you feel like there's more risk and reward hanging around different areas, and that's kind of like the feeling that you had back in the day. And like that feeling in the gameplay design is also how you can help drive the narrative and drive the world building and drive the character depth, is for you to feel a sense of connection to it. And I don't know if it's going to have permadeath like Suikoden 2 and 1 and 2 does, but I'm wondering, and like that means that in the bigger battles, if you don't save beforehand and something happens to an enemy unit that you have that has a character that's one of your 100 or so unique characters, they don't do well or have a critical thing happen in those big team battles, you can permanently lose them for the rest of the
What do you
narrative.
think?
So
End of the line?
it's also to encourage you to feel like that scarcity of like the connection. Not talking about
Let's
like
do a
the
sweep.
hardcore permadeath like those strategy games or the RTSs, but still, if you don't have like a previous save before that battle, then you're kind of just locked into that for the rest of your playthrough. This is your
Looks like a
reminder to
dime
hydrate. Braden, if he was here, would definitely be saying so. It's one of I don't know how you merchandise telling people to hydrate. I don't know if you really should, but you should always hydrate. Preferably water sometimes, not just stuff that has water in it. I know people that get more water through means of things that have water in it than actually consuming the water, and they would just argue that they get water from it being in all the other things they consume. That's just dumb.
Same.
So if I drink my own pee, it's got water in it, right?
Well,
Don't drink your own pee.
we'll just have to... Huh? Look out!
I think I'm also blessed in the situation where I didn't do the HD 2.5 animation games that's been out for the last couple of years to death, to the point where this isn't impressive. So all of this stuff is impressive to me. You know, I I have Octopath Traveler. I played some of it. It's good. But at the end of the day, there was something that wasn't as connecting to me on the character level, and I heard the second game was a lot better, and the characters have a lot more depth, and it's more of the same, but...
Where are we?
The floor caved in. Can you see what's going on up there?
This is where all your money's going, is to shiny stones, though. Look how shiny those rocks are.
We must have fallen a ways, because no one is answering.
Yeah, I can barely make out the ceiling. Crazy that I'm not hurt.
I am, surprisingly.
We're gonna probably find a little bit more depth to this character, Sign, now that he's not with his partner or his sister, whoever that is, his twin or whoever.
Don't ask me how or why, because
he seems
I
like
remember none
he's
of it.
very much doing some sort of government-mandated job or some sort of kingdom-mandated job. He doesn't probably even know why he's doing it. He's just
Guess we
doing
just
it
got
because he's
lucky.
blindly supposed to do it. But now that he's not
Well,
around the other group,
We'd better go
you're
find
gonna
the
probably
others.
see a little bit more depth to his character.
I looked around while you were unconscious. The exit is blocked by rubble. We'll have to wait for the others to come to us.
So,
Sane. Sane Kessling.
right. Sane. Gotta say, kinda stings that the Pride of the Empire doesn't look a whole lot older than me.
The Empire may indeed consider the House of Kessling a source of pride, but I've yet to earn that pride myself. What of you? How did you end up enlisting?
I'm sure this is going to
Enlisting?
be like one of the
Oh,
tropes that this game,
joining the Watch?
you know, I wouldn't say drags into
well,
to the mud or whatever, but
Once I
pride
left
and
home, I felt
honor
like I had to.
are really, you know, important.
I don't know.
And what is it you wish to do then?
If you don't have a situation where there seems like there's weight or
Good
worth
question.
to the decisions that people have to
guess I
make,
just
then you
wanna
don't
help
feel like the
people,
gravity
if
of
I
them,
can.
so it's important.
My sister Lean calls me a meddler. And as much as I hate to say it, she's not wrong. So I suppose I want to find out what's so wrong with meddling.
A meddler who doubts the merits of meddling.
I shouldn't have told you that.
But I'm glad you did. And worry not. I'm certain that faith in your meddlesome nature will see it become your strength, if it hasn't already. A suggestion, though, if I may be so bold. Return home for your sister's sake as much as your own.
What's that supposed to mean?
I found myself taken by a premonition upon hearing news of this primal lens. And now, having looked upon it with my own eyes, I'm fearful of it all the more.
I still can't
New age
believe
of
that for a
conflict
game
may be
like
upon
this
us,
that's
Noah.
making this
The
Xbox
Empire
One
and the
Series
League of
X
Nations
just, you
at
know,
war.
blow the fan continuously. Be really. I'm just still confused. I think it's Xbox One X. It's not the Series X. The Series X actually doesn't make this noise. But I have like the last. We have two different generations. Bray plays on the most current one, and I'm playing on the last most current one of the Xbox One model. I don't know. It's so dumb. But anyways, this specific one is just blowing the fan ridiculously,
At
and I'll be
war.
happy to compare these
Kinda
two
out of
when I
nowhere,
play
don't
that
you
on
think?
PlayStation. 'cause
We're
I think
here
it's
working
gonna be
together
after
now,
the
aren't we?
PlayStation Plus subscription service too. And again, I'm sorry that I hashtagged the PlayStation 5 because for some reason my brain was so committed to playing this on PlayStation 5 that I did not tag Xbox on it, which I will change that after this goes up or whatever.
but at the
I have a
machinations
feeling
of
that
one
the two
Duke's
of
Aldrich.
those will play similarly,
Man
though.
utterly
But if you're seeing
entranced
really
by these
ridiculously
Vinlanders.
crappy scores about this game, it's because the review copies that were out to a lot of the people that reviewed it were Switch copies,
He
and
wishes to
unfortunately
acquire
they're
them,
still
and has
pre-patched.
shown himself willing to
There's still
mobilize his
issues.
military
The
to
whole
do so.
physical port of that game is a
But
month
he is capable of
behind
convincing
this.
other nations to do the
Give
same.
some
Is
credit to that. So
ominous.
you remove those, and just look at PlayStation and Xbox
He's a
scores. They're giving it
formidable man.
great scores.
And with the regulars, he has
It's
the
just
means to
ridiculous
use the
that they're
lenses as
rolling
tools
it
of
all
war.
into one, and it's dragging it down to like a 60 or 70% when it could be an 80 or a 90.
Even the
So
primal
sad.
lens,
And
should he
there's
so
people
desire.
that won't play it when they see that. It's just
And few
so
are those
sad.
who can
It's
control their
criminal.
desire in the face of power such as
So
that.
when you see that headline that says Eiyuden Chronicles 100 heroes, 100 patches won't save the Switch version, it doesn't necessarily
And if
mean
you're right,
that this is a
and
bad
this
game.
war comes
It
to
means maybe don't play it on the Switch, maybe collect it for
I
the
will
Switch.
do what must be done,
Play it on
as a
Game
Kessling
Pass,
must.
Xbox Game Pass, like I'm playing it right
The
now, or
misgivings of
play
one
it
man
on
are not reason enough to
PlayStation Plus
besmirch the good
subscription
name of
service
a
when
noble
it has
house.
it. If you are being crazy and having the highest tier like I do,
Is that so?
I bought that last year before they doubled the
Well,
price. I don't
if the
think I will
time
be
comes, I guess I'll.
re-rolling that into a $160 a year subscription. That's
What was
just
that?
ridiculous. I feel like everybody else that unfortunately supports it, the $160 price point just encourages them to continue that madness of thinking for you to not own the games you're digitally renting.
Over there. I see light.
I love how you dip down and just light that torch.
Some of the rubble fell away.
HD 2.5 HD, it just reminds me of like if you go back and watch, and we're going to do a playthrough of it eventually if I can find the best way to do it, but Four Swords Adventures for Zelda, because like you have like that sprite work, but you
No
also have like the
idea.
128
And I don't really care so long as it leads to a way
So
out.
here you have like the flat sprite work, and then you also have like that fire effect that's popping, you get the shininess of the rocks, the different shades of lighting. That's why the fan's going crazy. Now, if I'm gonna
Noah?
go storyline beat here, I'm gonna guess that Sign or Sane is gonna have to do something
I
soon
hear
that
it.
compromises
He's
his
got company.
integrity. Gonna probably ask the main character to not tell anybody else about it. I'm feeling.
This is it!
That's what you get.
Also different from Suikoden 1, 2, and some of the other games in the series is the
We're
main
all around
character,
until
or
help
what's
finds
perceived
us.
as the main character
We
so
must
far
take
has his
caution.
own name and own identity. You're not naming him yourself. He's not a silent protagonist. He does have his own opinion, which is great. I have been given a couple options so far as to what to pick to say between some of the dialogue options, but ultimately, and I don't know how that's going to curve the narrative, but it does show that they are doing some things differently. Back in the day, a silent protagonist was easier for a creator for you to just put that inner monologue in your head and kind of like make it yourself, or a la Link in a lot of his earlier excursions. But in the same sense, if you're in the middle of a war-torn country or whatever, and you're on one side versus the other, that's not necessarily relatable to you as a person. So it doesn't always necessarily translate to the best silent protagonist, because then basically you have an out-of-place character that's in that situation, which is you, right? So if you don't relate to that, then it doesn't really mesh well with the narrative. Versus in this case, you're finding out that he's just kind of a good magic user and is in the situation, and just kind of just like his natural powers are really good, and he's just kind of a smart-ass, kick-ass, Cloud-esque character, which is great that he's not a silent protagonist. I'm going to do about 15 more minutes of gameplay, wrap up about the 2-hour mark. Hopefully I can get through like one more like climactic
you.
situation or whatever.
Also, I see now that you were right.
See, that situation was scripted. I was wondering why all of a sudden he almost died, so I
About
saved
what?
his life.
Throwing yourself in front of me like that was meddlesome indeed.
Well, you're...
See. There we go, healed him up some now, I don't have to stress about that. Alright. Get this treasure chest. See, I want to see the huge map now, because I don't want to have to double back too much, but I have to either go up or down. I'm going to go ahead and go up. Let's see if that's the... One of these pathways is going to... See, it's the other... Okay, it's the other one. You can see the down one, tails down. This is classic design that he used to incorporate with his maps, where you see a branching pathway and it wouldn't show you enough of the map in advance for you to decide which way was the right way and which way is the wrong way to go, which, you know, oftentimes would lead you into making the wrong decision and then inevitably getting into a couple random battles along the way. That's another thing that people could be complaining about. And if they are, then they're not who this game was made for. It was made for everybody that backed it on Kickstarter to get this developer's house up and running so they could make the same games that they were making before Konami just shackled the license. It's just, ugh. That's literally what it is. So, to that I say, sorry, don't play this. If you don't know what you're getting into, it's another classic blunder, getting into a game that you don't know. Like, I don't think people should be allowed to review RPGs for 3 hours and then put a review down. I think that you should minimally have to play at least a fourth of it, even, so that you get a good scope of how it goes. By a fourth of it, you should, if you haven't found the character you like, if you don't like the narrative by then, if the gameplay mechanics are just so, you know, cumbersome that they're not, you know, something that you can deal with, I understand that, but like, when you play it for 3 hours, it took us 90 minutes to get into a fight, and not 90 minutes, but like a good amount of time before we got into our first fight, right? So it's slow and meticulous dialogues and all this long-winded exposition is what starts the game. So like, if you gave yourself 3 hours and half of it was that, and then half of it was like base beginner tutorial, you know, fights and stuff, by the time that you are done with the first 3 hours, you could still just not even got, you know, scratch the surface of what the game offers, and then you're like, yeah, this is boring. Of course it's boring. I love this so far, and I was a little bit bored slacking through that first part, but it is what it is. Like, I know how to play this game because it's modeled after other games. And other people that didn't play the other games need that. It makes sense. So, you know, that's not bad gameplay design. But I can also see, you know, a la Aaron Hansen talking about, you know, weighting and stuff like that, padding in gameplay, you know, being compared to difficulty. It's not difficulty, or, you know,
It's like a way up.
waiting is
Come
the
on.
bane of
I bet the others are searching somewhere around
existence
here.
when it comes to an RPG.
These
But
comrades
we're
of
talking
yours
about a
must be
turn-based
reliable
RPG.
indeed to
If
worry
I don't
so.
want to get in those random fights, I can hit flee. I don't have to fight them. If it
Oh,
starts to become
definitely.
a point where I want to
I
run
mean,
from point A
I
to
just
point
met them
B,
today,
and it's an
but
area where
we're
I've
still
already
rock
beat a lot of
solid.
the enemies, I'm going to be overpowered enough to be able to flee those fights and not have to fight them.
What?
But when something's in your way, and you can't get past it, and you have to beat it, and it's
Never
a
mind.
long, meticulous fight,
Forgot who I was speaking to.
and it's something that's not fun,
Your aide must
you
be
know?
beside herself. Hildy, was it?
Oh, I'm sure she's
I also
handling it
don't
just
think
fine.
that backtracking in a game like a Metroid game or a Castlevania game is always a bad thing. I think sometimes you have a limited
Either way,
amount of
I
space in
agree
your
we can't
game,
stay
and you
here.
use that to pad your game's
Lead the way,
length.
Noah.
I think other times it's to remind you where you've been. It's to make it so you feel like okay, so if I go to Walmart, I walk across town to get there, I see like, you know, the different parts of my town. So when I come back home, I'm seeing them again. Like, it's building the world, it's building the area for me. So traveling through the different villages and saying hi to the people that I saved from the little problems and stuff, and having to see them a couple more times before the end of the story makes it so that I'm feeling the world is more fleshed out. when I go to a village, I see people once, I get the MacGuffin, I save the day, and then I never see it again, then it's just like, then it felt like it was just necessary to pad the story out. Like, I love the fact that when you beat Link to the Past, it just does like a wipe across the whole thing and shows you all the people. Like, it's almost like, hey, we all got to see this dude, and now we're all happy, and this is the climax of it.
Say no.
That's the best thing
I've
about
been
Suikoden
thinking.
1 and 2 is after you beat the game, all of the NPCs you do collect, there's over 100 of them, you get to see a little bit blurb about how things resolve for them. So
Yeah?
by the time this game is done, we're going to feel a connection to a
We
lot
could
of these
probably
characters,
fight
or you
more
should.
effectively if
You're going to
we
like
timed
some
our
more than
attacks
others,
better.
you're going to play with some more than others. You know,
Why
you
don't
may
I use
even be
my
sad that there's so
rune
many
lens
characters
just
that you
as
like that you
strike
don't
the
get to
enemy?
play with them all. That's the amazing
Worth a
thing
try.
about it. And I really like, so far, that the voiceover acting is
Sure.
really good.
Let's give it a shot.
They really paid attention to that because, you know, they're giving you,
And here comes a
through
chance to
the
practice
different
right
types
now.
of speech and cadence and stuff of these actors, like how they want you to perceive the characters. If they're calm, then they're supposed to be a calm character. If they're snarky, then they're a cocky character. You know what I mean? Like, before it was just a text scroll and you had to assert that for yourself. Now you're kind of
Let's do
given a little
this.
bit of direction as how you should perceive these characters, which I think that's great. Now we're friends, so we're gonna do hero combo. Skippy the Bard was talking earlier. He said that he had never seen an RPG that had combo attacks. Unfortunately, it seems like he's never got a chance to play Chrono Trigger. This game takes it to a whole new level because with all the different characters that you can possibly recruit, you never know who you can pair together and what kind of combo attacks they can unleash based on the relationship in the story, or just as the story progresses. In this case, now we're considering ourselves a little bit more friendly, where we've developed the ability to use combo attack, and we unlocked an achievement. Well, that's cool that before we finish this playthrough on the first episode of this playthrough, that we're unlocking an
That's
achievement
what
here
you
towards the end
get.
of it. Always love to see those pop off. I will absolutely adore if they tailor the trophy / achievements of this game to just naturally popping off the playthrough with a couple exceptions instead of like making it so like it's ridiculously unfair. I like to use my achievements and trophies as a way to guide through the gameplay experience, make sure that I kind of hit all the notes and did all the things. But when you have to do like a playthrough just to get one, like a
It
separate
worked.
playthrough just for one, ugh, I'm just hoping there's none of that.
Told ya.
I'm sure there will be an achievement that's tied to
Did
getting
you
all
now?
the characters.
Yep. I mean, it was your idea, so I trusted you knew how to pull it off. And bam! I was right.
That simple, was it? Well, if you say so.
I hope I'm going the right way. Okay, there's a treasure chest I didn't get. That's good. That's a good sign.
Let's do this.
Sword! This is it! Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, this game did so well in the Kickstarter phase. It broke records. They were only gonna have like the traditional 108 characters, and I think it broke Kickstarter goals so bad that they added like 7 more characters or something. So happy.
Right, that should do it. Let's move. To arms!
Man, I could go for Orange Julius right now. You know what that is? You can tell me in the comments where you used to get one of those. Besides the place called Orange Julius. Nobody knows what that is, by the way. Had no business drinking stuff like that. I think it was like an orange product that had milk in it. Ugh. But yet, orange creamsicle is like one of the best things ever. So, I digress. Alright. Not, I don't know. See, I feel like it did show those and I didn't pay much attention to it. I feel like I saw a triangle. And did I see a square? Nope. Can't say I got both of them right this time.
Perhaps we should go back for another look. Have you got this?
He's getting aggravated.
It seems the last time was just a fluke. Just do it like you saw in the image before.
He's called me out on it. It was just a fluke. Alright, I gotta go and look at the damn thing again. I only saw 2 of the things come up there too. I'm gonna flee this fight. Let's see what that looks like.
This.
I know I'm more powerful than these guys. They gotta let me go, right? Let's escape. Let's go. Those guys get to live another day until I come back and fight them on the way back. Alright. Show me the thing again. Square, triangle. They're only showing you 2 because obviously you should know what the last one is. So, it's funny because I didn't see that the last time, so yeah, it was honestly a fluke, and the guy just called me on it, which is hilarious. I love that. Square, triangle, circle. What?
This must be intentional.
Ha! Now he's thinking I'm doing it on purpose. I don't know. I just saw it. So maybe it's circle, square, triangle. Could not escape. Well, here we go.
What?
Maybe it's circle, square, triangle, or maybe it's just square, triangle, and then I push the button in the middle, and it. Let's see. So let's try it. Circle, square. No. I don't know, man. Okay, now I get to go look at this thing again. I don't understand. I saw 2 images pop up.
Let's do this.
It's gonna not let me run, is it? Okay. I'll look at the damn thing 5 times. I just don't understand what's going on here. Okay. Square, triangle. Square, circle, triangle. You can't see the circle in the middle. Can you see that? You can barely see it because the whole thing is blue. Look. Now you see it. Barely in the middle there. Square, circle, triangle. Okay, I get it. That's why I didn't get it. You couldn't see the damn thing. 0 out of 10. Worst game ever. Square, circle, triangle. Hooray! I can read. Alright.
It's open. Finally.
Totally making fun of my ass. That's hilarious. I love it. Yeah, kids, don't make the same mistake I just made with that whole entryway there. That was a little dumb. I didn't even equip anything. Let's see. Equipment. Alright, I got better gear. I know I said 15 minutes, but if there's one more like big thing, we're just gonna do this one more big thing, at least end on you know, not end on a cliffhanger here. So we got back around at the beginning.
Back where we started.
Back where we started, but the light is
look.
different.
It's the primal lens. Did it activate?
Don't ask me.
This feels just like the beginning of Suikoden 2, though. I mean, and that's in the absolute best possible way. The primal lens.
So this is it, right? Did we find...
Look sharp.
Look at the particle effects there. That's so cool. We're gonna get one mega boss fight to finish the stream, or are they just want to get this thing up? Nope. Wait. Holy crap. Oh yeah, here we go, baby. That's awesome. We're gonna at least end on some sort of big bad note. I'm sure I'm gonna be able to beat this thing. They only gave me 2 guys. Thankfully, I freaking healed up before the fight. It's funny, we saw that pile earlier, and they made sure to talk about it. They introduced the smoking gun, and then at the end of the act, here it is. Here we go.
Let's do this!
Alright. Just one body, so we don't have to worry about individual parts to attack yet. Man, that animation is so sweet. Normal attacks again. Oh man.
You should consider retreating.
Just gonna attack it. I'm gonna have him heal. Oh no. Yeah, item. Heal yourself. Good thing I did. Jeez. Are we finding out that we can't fight this? Is this the part where we're like, okay, we can't really beat this?
We're no match for it.
Run, Sane! I'll hold it
Run,
on.
Sane.
Don't be a fool.
Don't be
I'm
a
in
fool.
command here. It should be me who stays.
I can't let you do that. You've got a big future ahead of you.
As do you.
Holy crap.
Go, Sane! There's no time!
Oh crap. Oh, hell yeah, I knew she was badass. Jeez,
Weapons up,
dude.
boys. Stand your ground.
Weapons up, boys. Stand your ground.
Yes, ma'am!
What are you doing here?
Little early to be calling a retreat, Lieutenant. The cavalry has arrived.
Hell yeah, dude. Gar's badass.
Are you all right, Lieutenant?
Hey, kiddo. Hey, Blondie. Which one of you ordered a hero? 'Cause she's here. A hero?
Man,
Hero when?
Leanne's like freaking Liz
what?
Morgan. Ugh.
Form up. We'll show this monster that flesh and blood are more powerful than stone.
Alright, now the whole cavalry's here.
Ready to teach this thing a lesson, Sam? I'm ready.
Alright, the Golem Pulverizer.
Thanks! My turn!
Gar. It's almost like Gar is supposed to be an homage to like Flick. Or Victor, maybe. Auto.
My turn!
Oh crap. Oh crap.
Whoa! That was close! This place is...
Anything can happen on the battlefield. If you want to survive.
Damn right. Take what you're thrown and turn it to your advantage.
Wise words.
Take what you're thrown.
Maybe we could use the rubble to take cover.
Okay.
Guys, something's happening.
We might be able to use the rubble.
in your hands. Careful! We're in bad shape.
The next time it targets us,
On it! I gotcha!
Thanks!
Oh shit.
Get up, guard!
Oh shit. They get it? Yes! That's what I'm talking about.
All's well that ends well, right?
Everybody survived too, that's awesome. Got some levels, got some spoils, got some bakwa, which I guess is the money. Gar's got a fluffy
Got him.
tail.
you sure it's a he?
You right? And I think that's funny because when I saw Mio, I just thought it was bad that I gendered them. But
That was a rune golem. They've been sighted before at other barrows.
Guys! Come look at this. It's so big and so bright and so yeah.
So this is the motherlode, huh? I know folks say rune lenses are condensed magic, but I don't know what this is.
Imagine wielding it. No. It's likely too much for one person to contain. There's your mission accomplished, Leanne. We have what we came for.
And I am so dang happy. I mean, I had my doubts about the League and Empire working together and stuff, but we pulled it off. Yep.
She's right. This victory belongs to all of us. Well said. This discovery is a symbol of newfound friendship between the Empire and the League. Let us remember it always.
dice.
Then we are agreed. The disputed Northfarian territory will be ceded to the Empire. In return, the Empire will pay annual compensation to the League Council for a period of 10 years.
Done! I welcome this graceful solution to another of our long-standing problems. This is truly a joyous day, gentlemen.
On behalf of the League and the monarchy of Norrister, I praise you for your tireless work, Dukes.
You have Euchris's thanks as well. How marvelous that peace between us will be sustained.
Unless the esteemed General Goldwyn plans to hang up his uniform, I wouldn't dream of quarreling with the Empire.
Nor I with you, King Valnoris. We all know the ferocity of Kanani warriors, and I fear I would be outmatched.
Hear, hear. Today's meeting has been an excellent demonstration of what we might accomplish together.
If I may, Dukes Aldrich.
Groom's daughter, was it?
Periel Groom, Your Grace. Such an honor to meet you.
Periel, you're an adjunct, so you're only here to facilitate.
Quite so. And as such, I would like to facilitate a discussion about why, after giving the Galdian Empire the primal lens we found half a year ago, we've received no reports as to how the research is progressing. And perhaps I might also facilitate an explanation as to why they haven't paid their share of the costs.
I'd heard that Count Groom's air was sharp as a tack and twice as prickly. And I see the rumors are true. My apologies, Miss Groom. The primal lens is a rare artifact. Even the Empire has never seen its like. As such, its study is taking longer than we initially anticipated. However, you have my assurances that we will respect your contributions and share our findings as soon as possible. I will also ensure you receive payment by the time you depart. I believe you're staying with us a few days longer.
Indeed, Your Grace. It's a beautiful city, and I was hoping to explore. Also, it's Countess Groom, not Miss.
Periel, no.
My deepest apologies, dear Countess. I pray you enjoy the rest of your stay in Galdia.
Please don't ever do that again, milady. Oh, I thought my heart might stop.
They asked me to facilitate. I facilitated.
You demanded, milady, and to Dukes Aldrich no less. The man whose influence in the Empire is surpassed only by the Emperor himself.
I'm well aware, Janquis. I simply don't like the man.
What do you mean? The Dukes has gone out of his way to make peace with us.
That Northfaria purchase gives him Fort Atlas, which is the perfect foothold for invading League lands. And he got it for a song, especially when compared to taking it the hard way. Also... I can't stand his smug face. Anyway, enough of that. We're going out tonight. So long as I'm here, I intend to sample Galdia's finest.
Very good, milady. I hear tell of a regional speciality where they melt the
Hey, new guy. Getting used to the watch?
I've been at it for half a year. 2 days less than you, remember?
Ha, what a kidder. Anyway, I'm gonna head over to the mess hall. Not like we got anything better to do these days.
Well, she knows.
Alright guys, I'm just looking to see if it gives me control of the save point.
Goods, right? Leave it to me. Thank you very much.
Oh? Some stress relief.
Alright, I can
perhaps.
save here, it looks like. Alright. Well, that's the first session of Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes. I hope that you enjoyed it. We got to level 7, we took out a boss, finding out more about the conflict and more about the world. I'm going to absolutely love this game. I can tell right now. It's amazing. I hope that you enjoyed watching me play through it in the first session of this. It's probably going to be something I do my own. Bray's got a lot on his plate too that he's doing with the Dark Souls and stuff, so between Dave and this, I'm going to probably alternate these and play through this definitely weekly. So I hope that you're enjoying it, but it's an amazing game, and I'm happy to be able to play through it with you guys. So as always, we appreciate you at the Vid-Bits, and it's been Brian from the Vid-Bits, and this was the first session of Eiyuden 100 Heroes, Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes. So we will see you on the next one, and I can't wait to see you there. And until next time, peace.